everyone, I'm here with a monthly favorites video for March of 2024. Welcome to those of you who are new here. Welcome back to those of you who are returning. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to be talking about, some of the things I enjoyed this month. I don't have like any big giant haul or anything for you, but I'm just going to talk about, some of the decks and books and media and things I've been consuming this month and just kind of what's given me a smile, what's, you know, brightened up my life a little bit this month of March of 2024. So let's get started with the decks first of all, and then we'll move on to the other stuff. So this month, I decided to work with a deck I got last year, but I hadn't worked with it yet, and I wanted to like give it a chance and let it kind of have a month where it was featured, and that is the Kawaii Tarot. So that's it there, and it is by Lulu Mayo Illustrations, and this is I'm trying to think what the Rock Point is the name of the publisher. And so I've been enjoying working with this. I think this is like a really fun spring kind of deck. It's spring-ish here. Usually March is winter here where I live, but it's becoming kind of spring. Spring's a little bit early, but it was nice to have some kind of color for spring because right now it is just like gray and brown and there's little lumps of snow everywhere and the wind's cold. It's not the most pleasant time of year. So I wanted something that was like fun and colorful, and also because, I think, there's a lot of crappy stuff going on in the world and it can feel like a dark place sometimes. And sometimes it's nice to be reminded that not everything is dark and terrible all of the time. So this deck is really cute. It's got like lots of little cute dogs and cats, and there's like rainbow unicorns, and there's owls, and this one has a beautiful little cat there, and it's just colorful and sunny, and I really just enjoyed working with it. I don't know if this is something that will make it into my regular rotation. It might, but I think it's like really great deck to pull out, when things have maybe been like a little bit darker, or you're looking for just like a more sunny, happy kind of vibe. Look at this little hedgehog on his little sunflower there. So cute, so adorable. I cannot resist the cuteness. Oh, and this too is very, very cute. With it's a cat and maybe an aardvark that are dancing by the moon with a crayfish. Really cute, really adorable. Oh, and of course we've got a sloth riding a rainbow unicorn because why not, right? So just a lovely, fun deck to work with this month. So I really enjoyed working with that for the month. And like I said, I might pull it out, another springtime as well. But I'm glad I gave it a chance. I'm glad that I put it back into rotation. Another deck that I got this month was the Aleister Crowley deck. I did an unboxing. As you can see, I left the sticker on just for this, but it was only $15. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to pick it up. Like $15 Canadian. Can't get a deck for that. And didn't have like huge high expectations, but I was really pleasantly surprised by this because it comes with a full guidebook, like a really nice guidebook that is in color. Really impressed by this, like just for 15 bucks. And then the cards themselves, maybe cardstock isn't like the highest quality, but it's still pretty good. I'm not a super card deck snob as long as it's not unworkable. That's the backs there. And it is a Crowley, like it is a Thoth clone. So that's it there. I'm actually considering doing like a series where I walk through the Thoth Tarot and talk about the symbolism and stuff using this particular deck. I like the colors in this as compared to the Thoth deck. I think this one is just like a little bit brighter, like particularly with the swords cards. Like that's just really, really pretty. Let's try to see some of the other ones here. Chariot there. I just love the colors on this. So I'm really looking forward to working with this and getting to know the Thoth deck just a little bit better, working with this particular deck here. So I'm going to be working with this. I feel like this is a fall deck for some reason. I feel like this is a deck I want to work with as far as readings and the daily card draws and stuff for the fall. There's something like fall winterish about this, even though it's got these kind of pastel Julie colors on here. Just something about it says that to me. To me, the Thoth Tarot always feels like a little more serious. It's a little bit darker in tone. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing or anything. Just I feel like it to me feels a little more fall-like. I feel like you need to study it. Has a little bit of like a dark academia vibe to it. Well, this one's like a pastel dark academia, to be honest. But it's got that kind of vibe, so I think I might work with it more in the fall. But right now on my Patreon, we are working with the Lenormand, like I'm teaching how to read the Lenormand. And so I think once I'm done that, I might do a Thoth series. We'll see. It depends. So those are a couple of the decks that I've been working with. And then book-wise, I might do I'm going to do like a book update video, but I did read this, finished reading this, Happy Money by Ken Honda. And it is a book, it's about money, but it's not like your typical kind of financial advice type book. This is more about how you think about money and the energy behind money and how we have a lot of baggage when it comes to how we think about money. I think everybody does, some people more or less, but for a lot of us, money has like a lot of emotional baggage, and some of us are more spendthrifts, some of us are savers, some people hold tightly to it, other people it like slips through their fingers. And so this is just talking more about that, the energies of that. And I enjoyed this book. I think that it definitely like helped me think about money a little bit differently. I wouldn't say it was like groundbreaking or like life-changing or anything, but it was definitely like if you're interested in that kind of thing, you know, you can definitely check this out. It's a little bit more on the positive thinky vibe, which I find like I'm very fussy about those kind of books because I do believe that there is some benefit to thinking positively. I think it could definitely help things. I believe in like doing things like vision boards and affirmations and things, and I think they do help. But I think it can quickly go over to toxic positivity if we think that everything is attributed to that, and that if you didn't get something or if something bad happened, it was because you thought bad thoughts or you didn't do it right. I think that is really unhelpful. And he doesn't do that. Like, I don't feel like this is a book that really does that kind of thing, but it is like more on the woo vibe for sure. But if you're interested, Happy Money, I did enjoy the book. So that was the book that I read this month, and I was pretty happy because I've been having some trouble kind of reading just amongst everything else that's going on in my life, and I've been very busy, and so carving out time to read has been like a bit of a struggle because I really love reading. And so being able to just even finish this book you know, this spring or early winter has been a win for me. It's been like a check mark for sure. And so I'm going to think about what I want my next book to read to be, but that's what I read this month. As far as like stationary creative type stuff, I don't have it down here, but I do have it's not new, it's actually okay, so I play in a band, and I've had this particular amp forever, and it is huge and it is heavy, and I've carried around everywhere, but it is really loud, like really, really loud. Like you have to like inch up the volume just like very little, and it will like blast you, right? So my husband convinced me like, hey, why don't you use one of my amps, because he plays guitar as well. And it's this amp that's got like, I don't even need effect pedals. It's got like settings on it already. I've set it up the way I like. It's a Vox V90, and it is just like amazing, and I am loving that, and it puts out some really great music, really great sound. It's got like some oomph and some crunch to it, and I'm just loving it so much. So I've been working with that musically. Also, I'm going to be setting up soon some social media for my band, so I'm very excited about that. The name of my band is Nova Heart, and we are a dark wave band. So I'll put some links. I'll let people know when that's all up. But we've been working on things like getting, you know, like band logo and, you know, that kind of stuff. So I'm very excited about that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And we have a show coming up in April, so I'm gearing up towards that. So that's been just a lot of fun playing music and being able to express myself that way. So it's been keeping me busy, as you can imagine. Also, trying to think what else. Music wise, I think I talked about this last month that Judas Priest is coming out with a new album. It came out this month. So last month they had released like four of the songs. So I've been listening to those. And this month now the album is out. I've been really enjoying it. It's very Judas Priest. If you like Judas Priest, go check out their new album, Invincible Shield. You'll listen to it. You'll be like, yes, this is Judas Priest. This is exactly what they sound like. And I've been just really enjoying it. I think my favorite track on there is A Trial by Fire, and Vicious Circle is another one that I really enjoy. But the whole album's good. There's none on there where I'm like, oh, I don't really like this, because there's sometimes, you can have a great album. There can be like one or two songs where you're like, meh, but the rest of it is great. I'm also excited because Slash is coming out with a new album too. He's coming out with a blues album called Orgy of the Damned. That's going to be out in May. And so I'm looking forward to hearing that album as well. And it's a blues album, so that will be kind of different. And he has a lot of different guest singers that are appearing on it. There's like Brian Johnson from AC/DC, Steven Tyler's on there, also Demi Lovato. So lots of different singers on there, and I'm looking forward to that. It should be an interesting project. I'm not like a huge blues fan, but I do like the blues in that it's also like the basis for like a lot of rock music, right? And I'm very curious to see how that all comes together. So I'm interested in that. So I've been enjoying, listening to music, and I really love that there's bands that I grew up with that are still making music and still putting stuff out there. I think that is amazing and wonderful. I just really love that. So I've been really loving listening to all of that stuff too. Um, Art wise, I haven't been doing too much, but I will be doing an art update soon as well. For those of you who don't know, I do work in the arts, and I recently this month I went to a performance night with performance art. Performance art is kind of hard to explain to people who haven't seen it before, but it's basically it's art that people are performing in time, and it is something that was like more popular, I feel, in the late 90s and into the early 2000s, and it's sort of waned, but it's starting to pick up again. And the thing that I love about performance art is that you could see anything. You could see anything. So I really enjoy going to those kind of things and going to art shows and just seeing what people are putting out there in the world creative wise. I've really been enjoying that. When it comes to media, um, I'm not really watching anything too brand new. I think I talked about some of the shows I was watching last month. I'm watching Belgravia, which is set in Victorian times. There's actually like two. The first part was set in the Regency era, going into kind of like the Victorian time. And then this is like part two, kind of like later on, and it's set more in Victorian times, and the costumes are beautiful, the storytelling is great, there's lots of mystery and intrigue and romance stuff. I love a period piece. I can't help it. I love a period piece, right? So I've been really enjoying that. Still watching Oak Island, Curse of Oak Island, and Son of a Critch is a Canadian show. It is set in the 80s, and it's not the idealized 80s. It's like the 80s we grew up with, brown wood paneled walls and that kind of thing. It's set in Newfoundland, and he goes to like a Catholic school, the character. And I went to Catholic school in the 80s. So it's very like, oh my God, this is my childhood. So I've been enjoying that too. And I've been watching Osborne's Night of Terror. That is a series that Jack Osborne's doing where he goes to haunted locations and he has different guests. Sometimes the guests are like his sister, Kelly Osborne. He's also had like Jenny McCarthy and some other famous people. Basically, they're going to haunted places and doing, like doing the ghost hunting thing. I love a ghost hunting show, and I might actually do a episode where I talk about my favorite ghost hunting shows because I love them. And I've been watching on YouTube Project Fear, which was, trying to remember what its TV show name was. It was something Fear. Anyway, it was a paranormal show, and it got canceled when Discovery and Travel merged. But it was just such a great show that they went to YouTube and they did like a Kickstarter and they managed to get like a bunch of money. And so watch Project Fear. It's great. It's like a guy and his sister and their two friends, and they go to haunted locations and stay overnight. And it's if you like ghost hunting shows, then you will like it. So I've been watching that. Other than that, I'm trying to think. I feel like I don't do much. I guess I do though. I mean, I go to work, I play in a band, I do this, so I guess I do a lot of stuff. But I'm always like, oh, I didn't really do anything this month. Um, yeah. Oh, I got my hair redone. That was another favorite too. Love getting my hair done. And getting the colors back in. That's always a lot of fun. But yeah, it's been like a relatively, I think, quiet month overall. I feel like it went really, really fast. And I'm happy that, this is weather-wise, this is one of my least favorite times of year, but I'm always happy when spring comes because it means that nicer things are on the way and we'll get through the brown period of April, and then we shall get to the nicer months with like flowers and things like that. So that's kind of my favorites for this month. Like I said, I didn't have a ton of things to show you, but this is, I don't know. I'm not, I like I said, I don't have a lot of money for like big giant hauls or anything. It's just me talking about the stuff that I'm doing. And, thank you so much. The other favorite thing obviously is you guys, right? Like, thank you so much for being here and for all of your comments. And you make it feel like I'm sitting here, not in a room by myself, but like chatting to you guys and just enjoying. I love seeing all the comments because I feel like we're having a little chit chat. So thank you so much for that. And also thank you to my patrons too. You guys make this possible. So thank you so much. If you're interested next month, I got to put the plug in, right? If you want to check out my Patreon, I have weekly taroscopes and astrological reports. Help you plan your week. I also have a coven level and I have an academy level where we're learning the Lenormand. And you can also sign up for monthly subscriptions to get a private reading from me. So you can check that out there. I also have my Etsy shop, and this month I've been featuring spirit team readings, which was one of my most popular readings. You can see who's on your spirit team there. You can see who spirit guide, god, goddess, animal spirit, plant spirit, crystal spirit, angel, fallen angel, and fairy. So you can check that out if you wanted. But otherwise, just thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments. You guys are great. Like and subscribe. You guys are wonderful. And as always, peace and love.